Hello there, and welcome to you, fellow cosmic travelers and seekers of the higher light. Shout out to all my spiritual psychic peeps out there. It's Psychic Cynthia here, spiritual psychic Cynthia Killian. And we are in the fourth quarter moon cycle right now. So, this is the part of the moon cycle that comes about a week before, or I should say, it commences about a week before the new moon each month. And I'm filming this, before the new moon in Scorpio 2023. So this current fourth quarter cycle started, I think it was, the date was the 5th, November 5th. And then our new moon is coming up on the 13th, I believe. So anyway, it's about a week long. Whenever you're watching this, there is, you want to think of it as a subdivision, a chapter within the book of moon cycle for the month. And probably you've heard, or maybe you haven't, I don't know, the new moon each month is our time of monthly rebirth. So that's the time to get started with projects, to set goals, especially if you're wise, you want to harmonize with the sign of the new moon. Think about what those energies are, those archetypes, and kind of work in that realm. That will give you a little extra energy and impetus for that cycle ahead. So each new moon is the cycle is about 28 and a half days, so just think about a month. So that's an important cycle, actually. But within each month-long cycle for these moon energies, it's subdivided into 4 parts. So this is the last part before we enter a new one. And the fourth quarter cycle starts, of course, with the fourth quarter moon. And that's a moon-sun square, if you want that in astro speak, okay? But basically, what you want to think about cosmically is that this is a time of letting go, disintegration, and releasing, and also a time of preparation and reorganization. So even though the big rebirth will begin to happen, in about a week, and again, for when I'm filming this video, that's going to be in the pre-dawn hours of Monday, November 13th, 2023. But each month has a new moon, so all you got to do is look that up when that is, and then count back about a week, okay? Even if you're not fluent in astrology, you can just look up the date of the next new moon, the date and time, and count back about a week, and that will give you, the approximate dates for the fourth quarter cycle that is coming up, the next one. And this fourth quarter cycle is very important because what you want to do to optimize the energy flows, you want to harmonize with it, right? And this can be a time, ideally, of preparation before you really start kicking into gear, planting the seeds for the next cycle ahead, or actually, working on the growth. So what I mean by that, what kind of preparation? I'll give you a few examples. Okay, just on a very mundane level for any and all of us, whatever, your life circumstances are, I think, if you're living in the real world, you have to take care of your responsibilities and stuff. This is a good time to clean your house up, to kind of tidy up, get things in order. So that way, it's a little, you're more organized, right, when the new moon hits in about a week. You got things together, or take care of your laundry, take care of the simple things. Or if you have some simple paperwork that needs taken care of. Notice I'm using the word simple a lot. It depends on the person, it depends on your own energies, but typically the overall energies physically, your physical energies, will tend to be lower in the fourth quarter because the fourth quarter is more of a time of introspection and contemplation. It's not, I think you need to understand this to maximize, your efforts. The fourth quarter is not a good time for projecting yourself out into the world, period. Actually, it's not a worldly time, okay? It's more of an inner time, or, a domestic time. It's more about your inner circle, taking care of behind the scenes. And we do have free will. But you have to understand, free will does not trump cosmic happenings. Uh, the divine blueprint, the cosmic patterns, the cycles, they're happening all the time independent of your free will. The free will part is that you get to choose your responses to the cycles. You know, you get to choose what you will do in response, how you will react. So again, to optimize, moving with this, you want to focus on behind the scenes work. You want to prepare, take care of simple tasks. Your physical energy may be lower, and that's natural, but your spiritual connection can often be higher during this time. And that's another way to optimize is through meditation. One of the things I've been doing too is seeking spiritual inspiration. I've been going back and reviewing some of my own work on the Ascended Masters and the Violet Flame and the Light Body and things like that. So getting really, into the woo-woo and opening up to the higher light. And that's perfect, something like that. It doesn't have to be that exact topic. But I think what I'm saying is feed yourself spiritually during the fourth quarter. That's also a good use of it. Now, in terms of those of you who are light workers, or maybe you're spiritual-based business people, what would the applications of this be? Well, I think the fourth quarter is a very good time to brainstorm, free flow, associate for ideas for new projects. It's not a time to go forward, but it's a time to open to the inspiration, to the revelation, to write down your ideas, to also seek out the guidance about your ideas, especially with your own guides, or maybe with a channeler, a medium, or a psychic. If you're a channeler yourself, to do some channeling around your ideas for your mission or your business. And if you are feeling inspired, and if you have the energy, this can be a good time to do some writing for, I guess you might call it sales copy, or websites, or blogging, or even, filming videos. Like I'm feeling inspired to film this video for you, right? I'm not offering a giant course this week. It's not good timing for that, okay? And that's a universal cycle. It's not just my own personal cycle. We have to kind of work, there's layers of cycles. So especially if you have a mission you're trying to fulfill, or a message you're trying to get out through a positive business, you want to work with your personal cycles, but you also do want to harmonize with the universal cycles. So this is part of it. So yeah, behind the scenes work this week, brainstorming, development of copy, again, cleaning and preparing, getting organized. And did I mention decluttering? Actually, decluttering is more important than getting organized. Did you know that? Well, okay, they're both important. But if you put a little bit more emphasis on decluttering and getting rid of, eliminating the things which you do not need in your life, it will be easier to organize because you'll have less to organize. Okay, there's a tip. And this is definitely, this little week period each month is very much a good time for decluttering, simplifying, okay? And that's true even if you're not a spiritual-based business person. Whoever you are watching this, if you're on this path, well, even if you're not on this path, these are the universal energies. So prepare. This is a time of preparation. What can you do? I want you to think about this. What can you do to prepare for this next cycle of rebirth that is about to happen in a week? And for this particular time of the year, this next new moon is on November 13th, 2023. So, that's when you want to be ready to get off and running, or actually off and walking is better. That's another video. Unless it's the new moon in Aries, I don't think you want to just get off and running right out the door, because remember, when the new moon activates exact, it's usually still a soft activation. So it's a time to jump in gradually. The energies are still not very high physically, so you don't want to burn yourself out early in the cycle. Right now, though, you're preparing, you're getting ready, removing obstacles. So are there some things that are, weighing you down? Do you need to tie up some loose ends, some minor loose ends, so that you can get ready to get moving next week with whatever? And by the way, this upcoming new moon, at this particular time. Remember, each month has a different sign for the new moon. So if you're watching this later, you need to look up the sign and tune into the archetypes. But for this new moon that is coming up on, it's in the early pre-dawn hours of Monday, November 13th, 2023. Like where I'm at, I think it's not quite 3:30 a.m. It's pretty early, okay? So you can almost think Sunday night, Monday morning, depending on when you go to bed, I guess, right? This is happening, though, in the sign of Scorpio. So those archetypes are going to be activated. And Scorpio is like, kind of like fiery water because it's ruled by Mars and Pluto. It's a very passionate sign. It's a sign of alchemy on the spiritual level, total transformation. But on a more practical level, it's a very ambitious sign. It rules wealth, finances, power, coming into empowerment. I kind of feel like for myself that when I tune into the Scorpio energies, it moves in the realm of the solar plexus and the heart, both. Or either. It depends. It depends on which level of the vibrations you're tapping into. I feel it's best to tap into, all the dimensions of a sign. So yes, you need your empowerment. There's that aspect of Scorpio. So think about, if you're thinking about setting goals or moving forward, what can you do to empower yourself more and, to get off dependency of others, even though you never completely get away from interdependency. Scorpio is very much an interdependent sign, even in its high form. But, okay, in your relationships, in your intimacies, in your connections with others, what can you do to be a better partner, to bring more game to the game? So developing your assets, developing your wealth, developing, the values of your talents and skills. And that kind of activates the opposite sign, Taurus, too. But right now we're just focused on Scorpio. And, what is your connection to the spiritual realm? That as we move up into the heart part of Scorpio, it's that connection to what I call real power, which is not worldly power. I mean, I guess worldly power is real for the world, but that's opening our heart to the ascended masters and also to your own ascended master. Do you realize that you are either an ascended master in the making or an ascended master reawakening, depending on how you wish to look at it? So Scorpio has some of that energy. So think about it. If you were an ascended master, if you were a great spiritual master moving through the world, you personally, what would that be like for you? How would you act? How would you act towards others? I'll give you a clue. You would not come only from personal passion. You may have some of that, true. But a true master will come from compassion, caring about others. So I want you to think about that as you're preparing right now, and think about what goals you want to set for the next month's cycle ahead when this new moon activates exact. And you know what? Even if you're watching this at another time, it's no accident you came here. Maybe you need to think about this. Maybe you need to think about merging your passion with compassion and coming into your empowerment and moving away from dependency to interdependency so that you can have true intimacy and true love and connection with others. These are all part of, the energies of Scorpio. And yeah, there's some other boring stuff like, paperwork and joint resources, taxes and inheritances and all those ways that we interchange money with others. I mean, actually, if you're a entrepreneur, especially a spiritual-based entrepreneur or light worker, this is the money interchange. We offer our hearts, our spiritual vibes, and sometimes you receive something in return. I mean, it doesn't have to be money, by the way. But yeah, there is that aspect of this. So, some things to think about. But mainly right now, while we're in the fourth quarter, think about, clearing off the boards, cleansing. By the way, I'm going to make another video relating to cleansing, but you do cleansing in your own way. And do start with your physical spaces. Do start with, organizing your kitchen, your closet, your desk, your files, whatever it is you need to do. And you know what it is. I don't need to tell you. You know because you're thinking about it already. All right. With many blessings and much love to you all, and bright cosmic blessings. Bye.